On using the wrist. Now, this can be a weakness to a lot of players, even myself. I was probably a better wrist player when I was 13, 14, when I was using it every second shot than I was at the end of my career. But you look at the best players with the wrist. Sean Murphy, in my opinion, is the best player with the wrist. And because he uses basically the same cue action when he's playing with the wrist as when he's got his normal bridge hand. You know, some players you'll see they might be a bit more jerky, maybe not got that same follow through when they're playing with the wrist. The principles. I like to have the wrist on the table with my hand on top. That means it's not going anywhere. If you hold it, then it can, you know, once you're under pressure, you get the shakes. It's going like this. You're never going to cue in a straight line. So plank the wrist on the table if you can. Obviously, if there's balls in the way, you have to negotiate that. Keep your head high. Last thing you want to do is have your head down here, come back and smack yourself in the nose with a cue. So keep your head above. Now, obviously, you're cueing sideways as opposed to when you play a normal shot, you're cueing like that. So sideways, but try and keep this elbow quite level. And then just take your normal cue action. We're just going to stun this red end for the black. So keep very still. Keep a nice pause. And that's how you play with the wrist.
You make it look very easy, Stephen.
Oh, it's class, isn't it?
But another man who makes it look very easy, of course, is Kyren Wilson. Yeah. One of the best, and we heard you say it in commentary, one of the best in the world.
It's actually interesting because in my tip there I was said to make sure you keep your head above the line of the cue, but Kyren's head's actually right behind the cue, which is unusual. You can see it there when he pulls the cue back. It's almost come back to his face, but it's just astounding with the wrist. Some of the balls he potted today were just so impressive.
He's very good. The cue goes through dead straight. To be honest, he's a very straight cueman all the way through. But it's just, as Stephen was explaining, it's like a different discipline using the wrist. You know, your arm's not going through in the same way as it does with the normal shots. Now, interestingly, there is one player on the tour, Sonny Akani, who uses the wrist in a very unique way. He just leans across the table as if he's playing with a cue, you know, like in a normal shot, you know. So there is other ways to do it. But Stephen was always very good with the wrist, actually.
And Alan, we can sometimes never drag you away from the practice table. How much time on the practice table would you practice the rest?
Well, I know Kyren practices a lot with it. I don't. I must have, hold my hands up. I don't.
I never did either.
No,
really.
I don't think
I
people
do quite enjoy using it. You know, I'm not bad with it. I can pot the ball. I can't do as much with the cue ball, but as I say, it's no accident that Kyren's exceptional with it, because I've seen him. He probably practices with it every day. Almost every time I've seen him do a session on the table, he's out of the rest.
It's an interesting thing you say there, because I don't think many players do that, though, you know. I don't think many players practice with the rest. And I used to find if you played like 20, 30 shots with the rest, you used to be like a groove along your cue where, do you remember that? Have you ever seen that? The groove where the rest would have a bit of sort of dirt on there and your cue would just be ruined.
OK, we'll leave the rest there. We'll take a rest from the rest.